when you buy a card for $20 or whatever it may be, whatever dollar amount it is, dollar amount X, when you purchase a card for that, what is the return that you're looking on that card and what time frame?
That's a very, very tough question in the way that I will buy certain things and know, okay, I'm going to be patient on this card. So when I'm picking up Bowman Chrome prospects, firsts of guys that are 17, 18, 19 years old, I either go in with the going in knowing, okay, I'm going to buy this card, grade it, and then sell it right after I get it, or I'm going to buy the card, grade it, and then sit on the guy for 2-3 years and decide if I want to keep this guy long term. So before you buy that card, you got to realize, okay, what are my goals with this? Is my goal to sit on this long term and see the guy grow into being an all-star, if that's prospecting, or is it I'm going to buy this card and quick flip it at 20, 30, 40%? So I think it just really depends on the card. Me personally, long term, I look at like prospecting and goats, but quick flips, I like to do base cards, anything that's not super rare, anything that's basically just you could find at any table at a card show. I like to quick flip that stuff.
Yeah, I understand. I understand your strategy. I can get that. Do you still have the 1978 style Acuna and Soto Topps rookie? Yes, I do. I found that Austin Meadows and Rice Hopkins I was looking for. Austin Meadows and Rice Hopkins, that would be a great card. The cool thing to me, whenever I think about the 78 version of the Acuna and Soto card, is that when I picked that card up in a PSA 10, I only paid like a little over $100 for it. And those are the things that I try to find sometimes. You know, those are the cool. I always say this, Nick. You could go into a show with $5,000 and spend it on one card. But to me, the art of the strategy side is if you go into a show and you find those deals along the way, that your total spend may be whatever amount it is, whatever your budget is, whatever you decided to do. But what did you find and at what dollar amount and then what life cycle of the card? Because to me, every card has a life cycle. So we talk about the cards that are $100,000, $200,000, $1 million, but at some point that card was $500, $1,000. And then when we focus on what we say now are the GOATs, the Jordans, the Mike Trouts, who are the next people coming?
Yeah,
because there are players coming from your generation, Nick, and even at people that are coming after you that we need to pay attention to. Here, there are going to be some people that you're probably going to be flipping later that we don't even know about right now.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean when I talk about the life cycle. So whenever I think about this card, I just think about when I saw it. I was excited about the 78 style of it. I knew Acuna and Soto were good players.
When you say life cycle, do you mean like, let's say that Acuna started at $2 and now it's up to 200? Are you saying the life cycle, it could get to 500? Or what do you mean by
500? One day it could be 2,000. One day it could be 50,000. But at some point, that card was very affordable to the masses that may be collecting. Then at another point in that card's life of being out, the player, even in post-retirement, that card is going to get to a value that most people cannot afford.
Yep.
But if the art of it is, can you find that card when it is affordable? And that's when the real strategy begins.
Yeah.
Right? You walk on a table, you walk on a show, you're looking at tables. There's going to be a card on that table that's further along in the development of that card as far as a market value. There are going to be some cards on that table that people may not talk about for 5 years. Can you find that card today?
Yeah. I think of that in the way, one person that I'm like really, I don't do much basketball, but the one guy that I just keeping my eye on is Anthony Edwards. Like he's got that.
I like Anthony Edwards.
I think he just gets out of Minnesota and he's got a chance to be, I don't know if it's an all-time great, but he just has it. I feel like there's not money that have like that it factor. He's got like the swagger. He's got the marketability. Everybody talks about him being like the best at everything he does: basketball, football, baseball, everything he does.
Golf well. I've heard this.
Yeah. So that's just one guy that I'm looking at right now in the way that his prism may be 150 now, but that's one that I could see it being 1,000,
This is
2,000.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Can you spot that? Can you spot the play? Let's look at Giannis, right? Nobody knew who he was going to be.
Can I give a great Giannis story real quick?
Go ahead.
2016 National. I was going through a dollar bin, and I wanted, like, I just remember, because you could remember cards when you see them.
You can. Yep.
I want to say there was 40, 45 Giannis's. They were like $6 to $7 a piece. And I was just like, who is this random Greek guy? Like, who is this guy from Greece? I bought one, and I was happy. Like 3 or 4 weeks later, I think he had a decent game, or he had a decent preseason game. I flipped it for $20, and I was like, awesome. Never really thought about it. And then his prices started to go up, and Gary Vee started to talk about it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, if I would have bought all 40 of those Giannis's, it would have been a different story for me.
Yeah, but that's the kind of stuff, like, and in today's NBA, you got a guy coming out, he spends 1 year in college typically. We all know him. He's going to be 1 year in college. He's not going to be like Grant Hill, 4. He's not going to be like Lou Alcindor, who spent 4. He spent 1 year. So he played high school ball. He spent 1 year in college. Now he's playing against really grown, experienced men. Yes. So then it may take him, especially a point guard or a big man, power forward, center, it may take him 2, 3, 4 years or more to actually mature. So when you're ripping packs or you're opening stuff up, well, like we've seen videos of legendary players, their rookie year, stuff is open, and people aren't even sleeving them up because they don't even know who that player is. But then later you look at like a prime example, like Steph came out, right? Steph Curry came out. He had 2 years where he was really out of commission because he had ankle surgery.
Yeah.
He was going through rehab. You don't know who that guy is. You don't know he's going to be the all-time three-point shooter. You have no idea. And you've never seen someone play like him because you saw Ray Allen coming off screens and you saw Reggie Miller coming off screens. So who's the guy pulling up, creating his own shot at the three-point? You never saw that. So the game continues to evolve. And then the players are evolving as well. So then at some point you start seeing like, oh man, this player is special.
Yeah. And for as small as he was too, like nobody thought, oh, this guy's
I know small. I did. I told several friends he's too small to play point guard in the NBA.
Too small, bad ankles, and the only good thing about him was people were saying his dad played in the NBA, so maybe he could do something because of that. Right. But you never know. people are throwing you could think of all the guys over the year. They'll have either a really, really good year and people will buy their stuff really, really crazy. Mm-hmm. If that was one that just comes to mind right now is Michael Carter Williams. I remember he had Rookie of the Year, and then I think after that can't really remember where he even went after that.
No.
So
I remember seeing him on autograph signings. Then I don't know where this guy is. I watched him play a couple of times. I didn't see what I needed to see when I watched him. Mikey, great point, boys. Buy them low, hold them, and wait. Yep, you gotta get the right stuff though.
Yeah.
However way you come about. Some people stumble into some things. I've heard several stories about people that stumbling into something, but to really go out and have a strategy and find that treasure, that's the exciting part.